Hey guys, welcome to Recap of Game. Today. We will discuss the game Final Fantasy Rebirth. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the second game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. It continues the story of Cloud Strife and his allies as they venture beyond Midgar in pursuit of Sephiroth. Reviews for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth have been largely positive, with critics praising the game's enhanced combat system, expanded world, and faithful yet surprising take on the original story. The game has been nominated for and won several awards, including the Game Award for Most Anticipated Game. Some reviewers have noted that the game's open-world design can feel outdated, and that some of the side content is uninspired. However, the emotional depth of the characters and story, along with engaging combat and mini-games, have generally outweighed these criticisms. Overall, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a well-received entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, offering a compelling blend of nostalgia and innovation. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth isn't simply a sequel, it's a bold reimagining, a recontextualization of the original game's narrative framework. The escape from Midgar isn't just a change of scenery, it's a symbolic liberation from the oppressive grip of Shinra and a plunge into the vast, multifaceted world beyond. This world, teeming with life yet scarred by Shinra's Mako exploitation, becomes a character in itself, a living entity that breathes, suffers, and yearns for healing. The journey across continents isn't merely a geographical one. It's a descent into the heart of the planet's suffering, a confrontation with the historical forces that shaped the current crisis, and a deeply personal odyssey for each member of the party. It's a pilgrimage to the soul of Gaia. The pursuit of Sephiroth transcends a simple chase. He's no longer a distant, looming threat. His presence permeates the world, corrupting the land, influencing individuals, and manipulating events from the shadows. Rebirth delves deeper into the enigma of Sephiroth, exploring his motivations, his connection to the lifestream, and hinting at a grander, more cosmic scheme than mere planetary destruction. He's not just a villain, he's a force of nature, a manifestation of the planet's pain, and a twisted reflection of humanity's destructive tendencies. The Whispers, those enigmatic arbiters of fate introduced in Remake, continue to play a pivotal role, their influence on the timeline and the characters' destinies becoming increasingly pronounced. They serve as a constant reminder of the delicate dance between predestination and free will, a central philosophical question that Rebirth grapples with, exploring the tension between the fixed path and the power of choice. Cloud's internal conflict intensifies exponentially. His fragmented memories, the insidious whispers of Sephiroth, and the weight of his past actions create a complex and compelling character arc. Rebirth delves into the psychological ramifications of his experiences, blurring the lines between reality and illusion, sanity and madness. He's not just fighting Sephiroth, he's fighting himself, his own demons, and the implanted memories that threaten to consume him. His relationship with Tifa deepens, providing him with a vital anchor to the present and a source of emotional support. However, the shocking reappearance of Zack Fair, a figure presumed dead, introduces a seismic shift into Cloud's past, shattering his perception of reality and raising profound questions about the timeline itself. How this impacts the established narrative, Cloud's mental state, and the very fabric of the remake continuity becomes a critical element of Rebirth's narrative tapestry, a puzzle box of interwoven timelines and fractured identities. Aerith's role expands dramatically. Her connection to the lifestream, her ability to commune with the planet, and her prophetic dreams grant her a unique perspective on the unfolding crisis. She becomes a beacon of hope, a source of wisdom, and a vital link to the planet's will. Rebirth explores her lineage, her connection to the ancients, and the prophecies surrounding her fate. She's not just a healer, she's a conduit for the planet's voice, a protector of its delicate balance, and a symbol of hope in a world consumed by darkness. Her relationship with Cloud, while tender and meaningful, takes on a new dimension as she grapples with her destiny, the sacrifices she might be called upon to make, and the looming shadow of her predetermined fate. She walks a tightrope between her love for Cloud and her responsibility to the planet. The supporting cast is far from static. Barrett's unwavering commitment to protecting the planet is tested as he grapples with the moral ambiguities of war, the consequences of his past actions, and the sacrifices required to achieve his goals. He's not just a revolutionary, he's a father, a friend, and a symbol of resistance against oppression. Tifa's unwavering loyalty to Cloud is challenged by the complexities of his mental state and the reappearance of Zack. She must confront her own insecurities and the ever-present fear of losing him. She's not just a childhood friend. She's Cloud's anchor, his confidant, and the embodiment of his connection to the real world. Red XII's ancient wisdom and connection to the planet's history become invaluable as the party uncovers the secrets of the Cetra and the true nature of the Lifestream. He's not just a warrior, he's a guardian of knowledge, a link to the planet's past, and a guide for its future. New characters join the party, each with their own motivations, backstories, and agendas, adding further depths to the narrative and enriching the dynamic within the group. Rebirth is more than just a quest to defeat Sephiroth. It's a journey of self-discovery, a meditation on the nature of fate, and an exploration of the bonds of friendship. The exploration of the world, the encounters with diverse communities, and the personal growth of each character are integral to the narrative. The game masterfully blends moments of intense action with quieter, more introspective scenes, allowing players to forge deep emotional connections with the protagonists. The changes and additions to the original story are not mere fan service. They have profound implications for the characters, their relationships, and the overarching narrative. Rebirth culminates in a cliffhanger that will leave players reeling, filled with anticipation, excitement, and a sense of unease, setting the stage for the highly anticipated conclusion of the remake trilogy. The questions it raises are as important as the answers it provides, and the emotional resonance of the characters' journeys will stay with players long after the credits roll, leaving them pondering the meaning of destiny, the power of love, and the fate of a world hanging in the balance. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has been met with a resounding chorus of praise from critics across the gaming landscape. It's not just considered a good game, it's being hailed as a potential Game of the Year contender and a benchmark for RPGs in this generation. Here's a deeper dive into the critical acclaim. Universally praised aspects. Narrative depth and emotional resonance. Reviewers are consistently blown away by the richness and complexity of Rebirth's story. It's not just a retreading of familiar ground. It's a bold expansion that deepens character motivations, explores previously unexplored themes, and adds new layers of intrigue to the Final Fantasy VII lore. The emotional impact of key scenes has left many critics speechless, with some even admitting to shedding tears. Combat system evolution. The combat system, already a strong point in Remake, has been further refined and enhanced in Rebirth. It strikes a perfect balance between strategic depth and action-packed thrills. The new synergy attacks, which allow characters to combine their abilities for devastating effects, add a dynamic layer to battles and encourage experimentation. Visual spectacle and world building. Rebirth is a visual masterpiece. The world is breathtakingly realized, with stunning attention to detail in every environment, from bustling towns to sprawling wildernesses. The character models are incredibly expressive, and the cutscenes are cinematic in scope. Critics have praised the seamless transition between gameplay and cutscenes, creating a truly immersive experience. Musical score and sound design. The soundtrack is a blend of iconic remixes and original compositions that perfectly complement the game's emotional tone. The sound design is equally impressive, with every attack, spell, and environmental effect adding to the immersive atmosphere. Exploration and world design. The open-world elements of Rebirth have been lauded for their variety and sense of discovery. Each region feels distinct, with unique side quests, hidden areas, and secrets to uncover. Critics have praised the organic way in which side content integrates with the main story, making exploration feel rewarding and meaningful. Minor criticisms, and how they're addressed. Pacing issues. Some reviewers have pointed out that the pacing can be uneven at times, with certain sections feeling slower than others. However, most agree that the overall quality of the story and gameplay more than compensates for these occasional lulls. Mini-games. While many mini-games are enjoyable, a few have been criticized for feeling like filler. However, this is a common issue in RPGs, and the mini-games are ultimately optional. Changes to the original story. As with any adaptation, changes to the original story are bound to be met with some resistance. However, most critics agree that the changes in Rebirth are well considered and enhance the overall narrative, even if they deviate from some fans' expectations. Overall consensus. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is not just a worthy sequel, it's a triumph in its own right. It takes everything that made Remake great and elevates it to new heights. Critics are praising it as a must-play for fans of the series, newcomers to the world of Final Fantasy VII, and anyone who appreciates a well-crafted RPG with a compelling story, engaging gameplay, and stunning presentation. It's a game that will likely be discussed and analyzed for years to come, and it sets a new standard for what can be achieved in the realm of video game storytelling. I give a rating of 8 out of 10. If you like this video, don't forget to give a like and subscribe to this channel to help this channel grow. See you next time. God bless you, and have a nice day.